Hello, welcome back to another video here on Critic Insider. And today's video is we'll be talking about newer movies versus older movies. Yes, that's right, guys. And what I mean by this which is like we obviously do a lot of movie reviews and stuff on this channel, but we've also been doing rants and thoughts on all type of movie news and stuff, and yes, I'll basically be doing a discussion on which I think is better overall, my take on newer movies versus older movies. Very recently, Amanos did a video on their thoughts on this, and I thought it was an interesting video for sure, so I decided I want to talk to you guys about this and share my thoughts on this. So yeah, so anyway, let's just get right into the video. Now the thing with older, now as time goes on, right, the last 10 years especially or so, movies have been known for blockbusters. Yes, that's right, guys. That is the hit that gets people going to the theaters right now. Stuff such as Marvel movies, Star Wars movies, DC films, stuff like that. And over the last 10 years, these franchises have been getting known for these big franchises. Yes, that's right, you guys. And there's been getting more and more of them over time. And it looks like we could be getting even more of them soon. So yeah, anyway, back a very long time ago, like in the 50s and 60s, brief history here, a lot of movies were like westerns and musicals and stuff like that. And we don't get as much of that stuff anymore. But however, unlike the 70s and 80s, like these blockbuster films would be an every now and again thing. Like you get a Batman film every now and again, a Superman movie. There's also the original Star Wars trilogy, which was the big draw to theaters in the late 70s and 80s. And yeah, like you maybe like get a Bond film every couple of years, but people complain about lack of original ideas these days in Hollywood, and because these big Disney films are really what make money these days, and is that affecting how good newer movies are? Well, most of my all-time favorite, even though as much as I love Marvel, of course, like, we talk about Marvel and stuff all the time on this channel, still none of those movies rank into my top 10 of all time. I've been seeing some stuff like, oh, movies are running out of ideas. I highly disagree with that. It's difficult when people should just come up with their own ideas. That's a good solution. And yeah, but however, there are some great modern directors out there like Christopher Nolan, Quentin Tarantino, Spielberg is still making good films these days, but it does feel like we're not getting as much original movies as much anymore. I mean, we're getting just as much, I feel like, but not as much that like have potential to become future classics. Like I feel like in the 2010s there weren't near as much movies that I'm like, yeah, this will be a classic than other times. Like, there are a few movies, like something like Mad Max Fury Road. I think that movie will be recognized. I'm probably not trying like Avatar or nothing, but some Nolan's films, like Inception, Interstellar, Interstellar, those had a big recognition. And a top 3 film for sure of the decade for me, Parasite, one of the greatest Best Picture winners ever, I'd say, or at least in like the last like 30 years or so. That will for sure have a recognition. Low budget art house indie film from director Bong Joon-ho. That'll also have an impact. So yeah, but we do have a lack of some genres for sure. Like, we're not getting as much westerns and stuff anymore, which I feel like we do need more of. But that was a genre that was more throughout the 60s than now, for sure. And yeah, so like, there are some really good original films every year, I feel like, but I don't think we're getting them nearly as much as we used to, but we still get them sometimes. Like I said, there's still great modern directors out there, but I love a good comic book blockbuster film. I mean, you know me, we do talk a lot about the most anticipated upcoming big movies and stuff on this channel, but we also maybe do need, but also like some years do have better Oscar original film lineups than some years. Like 19's Oscar lineup was incredible. You had Parasite, you had 1917, a lot of great films, but 20's wasn't as good, but that usually was 2020. 2018's or 17's weren't said to be as good, so I feel like every few years you get very good years in film, and then other years, like, some of this is because there are still original ideas out there, still great modern directors and stuff out there, but more and more films are big budget comic book films these days, and which is exciting. But I feel like we need a combination of both. I feel like we're not getting as good of enough as a combination. Like people do love to see those big blockbuster films, Star Wars, Marvel, all the big franchises, but we also do need more good films that do have potential to become future classics. Like, so overall bottom line is, I don't think there's really one that's better. Like, we do get more like bigger Marvel films today, but we do get some good low budget films, but some of them don't work fully. A lot of them actually over the last years have had mixed reception, and yeah, so anyway, so it's just that some genres aren't as big anymore, as like not much westerns as much these days. We don't get a crazy amount of mob films as well, but and like I said, a lot of films have potential these days do get mixed reactions, and I feel like some years have been better than others. Like 19 and 14 were said to be the most stellar years for movies this past decade, and yeah. So anyway, So anyway, overall, there's not really a better one in general. But I feel like comic book films do have a bigger draw these days, which as cool as it is to see all these Marvel films coming out, being excited for all of them, we also need original ideas. So yeah, so anyway, thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see ya.